from the Jackson Area Career Center, Principal Dan Draper, and the new Assistant Principal, Phil Van Allen. Welcome.
Bart.
Good to see you guys.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
And happy back to school week.
Yes.
Yeah, it's good to have him back in the building.
Congratulations, Phil. This is a new position for you, but as I mentioned a few minutes ago, a lot of people in the community know you. You've been at JPS for a while. Tell us about your interest in going to their Career Center and what the attraction was.
Yeah, so with the Career Center, I just love the opportunities it gives for the students. We've got everything there from a kid that wants to go to auto, kid that wants to go culinary, cosmetology, everything in between, right? Mm-hmm. So for them, college isn't always the exact path for everyone, but going to the Career Center doesn't mean you can't go to college, right? It doesn't mean you won't, but it shows them all the options out there so they can look and kind of pick, choose, say, I love this, or this wasn't the right fit for me, but they can learn it now, the high school age, instead of being out in the career and doing that.
Mm-hmm. So you, in a press announcement, said you were delighted to have Phil on the team, and said that he has a student-centered mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just in the short time now he's been at the Career Center, the conversations that we've had, and along with us two and Lauren Kaiser, just really trying to develop that admin team. I would say that the student focus and really wanting the best outcomes for students is a common theme with all three of us. So that's really beneficial and makes it a lot easier to work as a team together, knowing that that's the ultimate goal.
Good. I saw Superintendent Kevin Oxley yesterday, and he said there's a great vibe with the two of you working as a team. He senses that already at the Career Center. So
Good deal.
Yeah, that's always a good thing when the boss says
Yeah,
that, right?
right?
Yeah.
Well, last night, Kevin and you guys all were at a special event at the Career Center. It was, what was it, meet and greet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is our second year in a row of doing a parent meet and greet. We still do our open house in February, but this is a chance to start the year off. Similar to like what the local schools get with that first week of school, with parents coming in and meeting the teachers and whatnot. You know, we get students for half a day, and there are times where the parents don't even know what the kids do for half a day. So we wanted to give the parents a chance to really see and dive into what happens, who the instructor is, what type of outcomes that they can expect to get with their students.
Phil, most recently you've been elementary principal and assistant principal. So what kind of adjustment going from the little kids to high school kids?
Yeah, it's a big one. So for me, I started secondary. I was a social studies teacher at a high school downriver in Taylor. I was the AP there. Then when I came to JPS, I was elementary for all 4 of those years. So I mean, just the conversations, the way that you can communicate with the students, the expectations of the parents are a lot different with the different age levels. So it's kind of getting back into the swing of that for me and being able to have a little bit more higher level conversation with the students about be it their expectations, their goals, what do they want to do when they leave? Because I mean, we have a ton of seniors there. So for those seniors, it's kind of, this is your last step. What's next? What do you want to do next, or what do you want to accomplish next?
I understand you yourself took career in technical ed while a student at Saline High School.
I did,
What
yeah.
was your career? What were you thinking you were going to do?
I wasn't sure. So I had in the back of my mind, I wanted to be a teacher. Tell you what my mom said, absolutely not. Her mom was a teacher. She said, you're never going to go do that. I knew I wanted to do it, so I was exploring my options. I took auto. My dad's a mechanic over in Center at Uplifted Auto. He's got the shop there. I took marketing. My mom had a degree in business. I was kind of trying to find my path with it. And those classes, the consortium for me, helped me say, I'm not going to be a mechanic. I used those skills for a few years in college, but wasn't for me for the long run. Marketing wasn't going to be my thing. It kind of helped me narrow my path of, yep, I want to be in education. I want to be a teacher, and figure out where my passion was.
So you think you're going to stick with it?
I think so.
Okay.
That's the plan. What do you think?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
What happened at the Career Center over the summer? Any kind of, I know you polished those floors.
Oh, they are too. They are shiny. Our maintenance crew and custodial crew just do a fantastic job getting things where they need to be, and shiny is the best word to explain it. Especially as old as those floors are. I mean, I think they're original to the building from 1976, and you walk in, they're just as shiny as can be. Sometimes you gotta wear a pair of sunglasses because they're just so bright in the mornings. But
I know, they're
they're
amazing.
great.
Yeah.
They're great. Well, yeah, we had a lot of activity this summer. And speaking about the maintenance custodial staff, they really had about 3 weeks of summer to be able to get that place rocking and rolling because of all the things we had going on. We had a big flooring project take place. Several classes got new floors, which, you know, a lot of things going on. It delays getting the building ready. So
This looks nice.
yeah, so this is our new commons area. That's an example of one of the areas that got that flooring. We have a new program called Aesthetics, which is kind of a subset from cosmetology. There it is right there. And I tell you, you walk into that place and there is nothing wrong with your life.
You have a spa?
Yeah, well, we're not going to call it a spa. Aesthetics is skincare, but it is so bright and relaxing as soon as you walk in the door. We also have some other projects around, some new equipment and whatnot. And then we have our site house. I mean, our site house, there it is. We're close to completion with that. Our intentions are to get that on the market here shortly over in 340 Farms. I think there's just a couple other big pieces that we need to get signed off before we can put the for sale sign on it. But that'll be a really nice house for somebody who buys it. There's a lot to that house.
Wow, beautiful job. Is it a 2-year program for the home build?
So the program itself is for 2 years.
2 years.
But the houses are a little bit longer than 2 years.
Okay.
So they're not. It'd be nice to turn them around in
Hey,
2 years.
I owned a career
Yeah.
center, and they slept it together in I think a year.
Wow.
Well, I shouldn't say slept together. No, they built it with care, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
You know, it was a beautiful house.
Yep.
And they are actually in demand. When these go on the market, you're going to have dozens and dozens of offers.
Yeah, and one of the unique things about this house is there's a lot of space that was optimized.
Mm-hmm.
So when we get close to getting it for sale, we'll send you some pictures to put up.
I think John Waldron lives in a career center house over in 340 Farms. Yeah, they're awesome.
Yeah.
All right, we've got this one more picture we want to take a look at. What are we looking at here?
So this is our culinary restaurant. So this got a pretty good size facelift. New floors. We painted the walls, and we really spent a lot of time in making this an updated space, because when you think of going into a restaurant, right, that used to have carpet.
Mm-hmm.
No more carpet.
Yeah.
Right. So it's a lot brighter now based on just the change of the floor and then updating the walls. So yeah, that's our new restaurant area.
Is this open for community?
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. So we're in the works, and that was part of the push here to update some things. Is how can we start having community involved with our spaces as well?
Well, there are several programs where the community does come in. I think probably the cosmetology is most known.
Yep.
You guys get your hair cut at
I do.
Career Center?
We have to start signing up for it.
You better.
Don't tell my barber.
Yeah. For the last probably 4 or 5 years, I've been going to the cosmetology students.
These kids, we call them kids, but they actually become professionals right out of high school. Upon graduation, they can get into a high-paying job right then, right?
Yeah, right away, and they can get the certifications they need for their various careers, depending on which courses they're taking. If they're taking those 2 years of those courses, they can have a chance to leave with a lot of the professional certifications right out of the door there.
Besides, we saw the spa and all that. So careers are constantly changing. You do things today that didn't exist 10 years ago. So are there programs that evolve at the Career Center? Anything like new or fairly new that is happening?
So I would say that aesthetics class, actually, that's a area in the cosmetology industry that really does have some new growth or a big push for that. It's a shorter term certification process, but I mean anything from osteology at I believe at the hospitals to spas. I mean there's a lot of room for growth, and what's exciting is we're the only career center in the state offering it.
No kidding.
No kidding.
It's in demand. I know a lot of programs they fill up. When kids are interested for the next year, like next year's juniors, this year's sophomores, when do they need to make a decision, and how soon can they get locked into next year?
Yeah, so the plan with this year's 10th graders would be our work-based learning coordinators will go out to the schools, do a presentation with those students, and then we'll have them out for our 10th grade visits in February. And then pretty much the start of February all the way through the end of the school year, we'll have students signing up for this next year.
Nice. So in your roles as principal, assistant principal, which one of you is good cop and which one is bad cop?
You tell me, what's my job?
I think we would just say cop right now. I mean, I don't know if there's a good or a bad, but I think that's kind of going back to what we said earlier about having a good team with the three of us. I think we all kind of share that same mentality, so that it's a consistent message, so that we don't hopefully we don't have to worry about the good and bad. So
Good answer. Great to have you here. Have a great year.
thank you.
you.
Thank you much.
New assistant principal at the Jackson Area Career Center, Phil Van Allen. And Dan Draper, how long now have you been
This
there?
is year 10.
Year 10.
Year
Awesome.
10.
At the Jackson Area Career Center as principal. Stay tuned. Up next, we'll preview